Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to say call Halayim like Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kadash. I would like to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, the men that taught me this truth. And Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakalim, Shah, Yasha, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth and sincerely waiting on the return of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach to deliver us out of this last captivity. I'm going to title this video, Why Are the Churches Racist? Because basically what inspired this lesson is the fact that I had some extended family members, come to the crib, and they were talking about how they just came from church, and the usual Christian babble and the whole Christian spiel. And it's very perplexing, and it shows you the darkness that has covered the face of this earth, the gross darkness that has covered the face of this earth, that these people are still going to church. You know what I'm saying? And when I say these people, I'm talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true children of Israel, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites pursuant to the curses and prophecy. It's a damn shame you're still going to church in 2018, man, and worshiping these plantation philosophies and doctrines, man. This Christianity and being a Baptist and Catholic, whatever it may be. You're still going to these churches, man, and thinking the truth resides in them churches, and thinking the Most High resides in them churches. And really, Jake, you take shit as a joke. You know what I'm saying? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you take stuff as a joke. You think life is a big party. You really go to these churches because it's another form of the club. You know what I'm saying? Who can dress the best? Who's clicking up with this group over here? Who knows the pastor the best? Who's showing off more when the music is played? Who's clapping their hands the loudest? And it's a show off contest with Jake, and that's with everything. But I just want to the question at hand is, why are these churches racist? Because when we go out and teach, the main thing these people come up against us with is that we're racist. When clearly in the scriptures you can clearly see that the Most High is a racist and a separatist. Even within the nation of Israel, he separates certain men he deals with from the rest of the nation, which is his elect. But you come to us and say that we're racist, but when you look at these churches are the most segregation, or some of the most segregated places in America, man. You look at you got your so-called black church, your so-called Hispanic churches, you got your so-called white churches, on a majority level, you know what I'm saying? You don't be seeing black and white people going to church together, man. There may be few in between, but on a majority basis, these churches, the black churches be majority black, number black people, and the white churches be majority white churches. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's racist. Why aren't y'all coming together? Y'all believe about heaven. Y'all believe God loves everybody. Y'all believe Jesus died for everybody's sins. And y'all talking about going to heaven and holding hands. Well, y'all can't even hold hands on this side, man. Y'all can't even worship together on this side in the church. So how y'all gonna do it in heaven? How y'all think things is gonna change in heaven if you can't even do it, you know what I'm saying, on this side in these churches? Your churches are separate. So you think you just gonna magically pop up in heaven and all of a sudden y'all worshiping together, but y'all wasn't doing it on earth? That don't make sense, man. That is evidence right there that so-called white people and so-called black people and the rest of the tribes, Hispanics and Native Americans, do not get along, So I'm gonna go to the book of Amos chapter 3, and I'm gonna read verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? If you can't agree on something, you can't walk together. The difference between these, these so-called black churches and so-called white churches, and Hebrew Israelite churches is the music is different, the pastor is different, the choir is different, things are more extravagant in certain areas, things are more loud, you know what I'm saying? In the white churches, things are more calm and pretty much dull and boring, but you go to a so-called black church and they're hollering, yelling, and stumping their feet, and doing all type of wild dances and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's totally different. The vibe is totally different. The spirit in there is totally different. Well, one, because you don't know that you're the children of Israel, so you have a more spiritual connection to the Most High, even though you're serving the wrong God, you know what I'm saying, you're applying that energy to the wrong power. But that's why, you know what I'm saying, the Israelite churches are more extravagant and more lively. You know what I'm saying? But you go to these so-called white people churches, they churches just be boring. You know, they don't have church all damn day either. You know what I'm saying? Like you Israelites, man, like they had a morning service, afternoon service, night service, and y'all screaming and hollering and playing all that tambourine music. You know, the church system is a setup and it's racist. And to prove that even more is go back to plantation slavery. How was the church system set up? You know, if your master was a Christian, then the slaves were Christians. You know, and the owners would have their Christian church, and they would set up a coon-ass pastor of his own people. You know, let's say so-called black people in this instance. He would set up one of y'all to be the pastor over his own people, and tell him to teach y'all certain scriptures in the Bible. But y'all couldn't have church with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they was the master, you was the slave. So in a little cottage or a little shelter or wherever you did it, that's when y'all had service, you know. But they had service when they had service separate, you know. And you couldn't have it together because they looked at you as a damn slave. So when you come today and you fast forward till today, you see the same thing. The churches are separate. Master has his own church where he goes, and you have your own church, and you're still preaching and teaching that plantation Christianity. Preaching that name Jesus, man. When you preach in that name Jesus, you get an image in your head of a so-called white man. Okay, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to admit to it or not. When you preach that name Jesus, you get the image of a so-called white man in your head, man. So that's very misleading and deceiving, you know. And to go even deeper with that, you don't understand the story of Jacob and Esau and how they wrestled in the womb, you know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that real quick, you know. So I'm gonna go to the book of Genesis chapter 25, you know, a very common scripture brothers bring out. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna start at verse 21. This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, and because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. You know, why are her children fighting in the womb? They're not getting along. They're not coexisting, you know. Verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So they were supposed to be separated. They weren't supposed to be together. They weren't supposed to join as one. So when you look at these churches of the so-called white people and so-called black people in today's age, this is what you have, man. This is what you have, okay? You have separatism. You have racism, you know, and you people don't even realize it, you know. Even when you go to let's take it to like a club, you know what I'm saying? You know, I personally don't go to clubs, and brothers in the truth shouldn't be going to clubs, but even when, you know what I'm saying, you look at certain clubs, you have black people clubs and you have white people clubs. Why? Because they're playing different type of music. It's a different type of vibe. The same thing with the churches. They're playing different type of music. It's a different type of vibe. It's a different type of flavor. And that's just how it always been. So that's separatism and that's racism. Why are the churches racist? And I'm sure you probably, a simple Negro will probably be like, hey, well, we'll let white people come to our church. We don't mind it. But then they'll come to your church and then they won't like it because they can't vibe with you. And then they'll let you come to their church and you won't like it because you can't vibe with them. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, you can call us racist all you want, but you participate in racist acts every day of your life. You know, you participate in acts of separatism every day of your life, man, whether you realize it or not. But you people are in gross darkness and you continually want to stay in darkness and stay ignorant because you don't want to face the truth. That master society, master's empire is on a rapid decline, you know. And the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the lost tribes of Israel, the biblical Hebrew Israelites, their kingdom is next up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. That's all there is to it, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, man. So before you call us a racist, You should look at how you live your everyday life, and how and when you go to these churches and praise the Most High, look around you and see who's around you, man. I bet it 9 times out of 10 it's your own people, you know. Yeah, I just want to make a quick video on that. Yeah, I hope the elect was edified, and I want to say shalom.